Welcome back to the Tiny Hanger. This is Mike. Today I want to talk to you about this box that a friend of mine from the UK sent. He doesn't really want to be named in this. He just is like a hero. Not all heroes have to wear capes. But send me this. I did order like 50 items and shipped it to him. He passed it to me in one big box. Saved on shipping. Yes, it was like $325 to ship this big box. But overall, it did save in shipping and a lot of that stuff. So, anyhow, let's get into this. A lot of this stuff only was released in the UK. It's hard to find here, almost impossible to find here. Some stuff we can find it here, but it's like a third of the price over there, even after conversion rate and all that kind of stuff. Stuff that's really cool. And I'm gonna open this up now. I've done this a few times in the past, but I never made a video. But this is by far the biggest haul I've ever done. So let's do that. This Retro Wednesday, and there's He-Man for size comparison. Coming up. Okay, I'm gonna start out with Mask here, and some of the stuff I ended up picking up while I was from over there. I'm always needing these masks, but really hard to get the masks for these two guys, and I did need another clear one of him, so got me a nice little set. Still, it wasn't super cheap. It was still like $40 to get that. But then this guy here, these clear ones are hard to get, especially their masks. So I went ahead and got some of those. So this, and I think this one came with that one, if I'm not mistaken. This one came with that one, and then I had to get these separately from over there. And then this guy was in a lot, I think they came to group together. I was like, oh, I can't turn that down. And then this is Glider Strike, and I needed these guns for Glider Strike, so that works out. And then I also need this for a loose version of Sea Attack, which I've got a carded Sea Attack now. So let's get into this Wolf Beast, and I've got the box over here. Now, I have the US boxed one. I wanted to get the UK boxed one, and I'm not going to do it for every one of them. But the ones I think are the most, well, oddly enough, the hardest ones to get, I want both boxes. I already have both boxes for the Laser Command. Now I've got both versions of the box for this. You're going to see more that I have both boxes for. But I already popped this open. But an original mask. It's a little discolored, but I was still happy to get it. I'm happy to be able to get my hands on it. One of the hardest pieces to get, that mask. And then of course, here's the clone to go with it. So it makes it complete, because it does have the two missiles. There's always something wrong. I've got an extra missile. It doesn't matter. I remember that's why I got it cheaper. It was missing a missile or something. But still, it ran over $200. 250 pounds. No, $250. It's another good point. You do kind of get mixed up when you get excited, like that's a really good price, and then the conversion comes over. Sea Attack, really hard to get, not in good shape. I have ways to reform the cardboard. It takes months, but hey, once you've got it, you've got nothing but time with it. Yeah, this was another like $250 item. This is the biggest irony of all. First of all, this stiletto box is in way better shape than the first one I got from the UK. But it's the US box that says Split Seconds on it. And it came from the UK. And there's no US ones that I saw at the time for sale anywhere in the US, which is so strange. And it was the best price of any of them. So I had to hop on it and jump on it. It is a beautiful box. Beautiful, beautiful box. The fun thing about being completed with like a box, you can wait and pass on 15 boxes. I did pass on an Afterburner box that was nearly perfect and had the insert, so that got me pretty excited. But I do believe I have the insert to this on the other one, so I can put the insert, put the insert in to this one, because I'm actually more after the US boxes. I do like having both versions, but at the end of the day, I would keep the US ones. And this here was a pretty nice box detonator. I've got to get with my boxes and figure out which one's the best, but it's kind of just reverse artwork on it. Still looks nice. Nice to have another detonator box. Then I got a Rhino, but you're like, already got a Rhino in a box, Mike. What do you need another Rhino for? I did have the styrofoam. And it did cost me 150, but I figure, you know, a complete Rhino that looks pretty much mint in the box and the styrofoam. And so what I would probably do, well, I know what I'm going to do. This is going to go in my US box, and which I thought that they didn't use the styrofoam. I thought they didn't have the styrofoam in the US. And then it has this in there. I don't know if this originally came with it, if the styrofoam originally came with it or not, but it's in there. But yeah, I wanted the foam. I got the foam. Next up, we got Bionic 6. Now, I did get another van. Yes, I have a van and a box, but I think this box is better than my other box. So I don't mind having a second box either, but upgrading the box is kind of where I'm at. Some of this stuff's upgrades. Some of this Meg looks pretty good, but I wanted one of each of these figures on the bikes and in the, she says, a stand as well. On the bikes, and one in the quad, one on the bikes. So that's where it's at. People are like, why do you have so many? Because I like them. But I got a nice little lot. There's more that were in this lot that weren't this nice. But yeah, this one is really nice, really tight. And part of the problem is that they're made with die cast. So once the paint's chipped, it's pretty much a goner. He's pretty nice. Pretty nice. But the highlight obviously is the van, and in a pretty decent box. And I'm actually looking forward to, because I have to move a lot of stuff to get the standard box out. I believe they're different boxes too. They're different versions. All right, next up we've got A-Team. I've got a few lots of A-Team things. So first off, we've got from the movie the little 4-inch figures. When I say little, I don't mean, I mean little. They're kind of small. So I did get them. I was looking over here, and people want like $40 a figure. Paid $100 to get. What's that? Does that have guns that hold in the holster, or is that just? I don't know. I got to find out about that. That's some interesting stuff. But yeah, I got the whole lot for like $100. So it's not. It was pretty nice, and I just wanted them in addition to my A-Team stuff. And here's some parts and accessories here. I got another lot of these that were recolors and standard stuff, and there's more just basic stuff, but this is what I'm just gonna fit on the table. Still, the A-Team's kind of fun, and now I'm at a stage of upgrading my stuff, and I'm gonna go through each one. I know for a fact that at least 2 of the recolors are better than the ones that I have, and we'll just go from there. But I am pretty excited. I haven't done much with A-Team in a long time. Get all the figures out of the way. I do have the A-Team Off-Road Attack Cycle. It's a trike, and I got a loose one, and I got a box one, and I do believe between the 2 of them I'll have one complete. Well, I actually have more parts that I bought in the past going, one day I'll find one of these. Prices have come down to where I think I paid $80 for this in the box, and like $50 for the loose one, which sounds strange, but I think the loose one is in better shape than the one that's with the box. Arbitrary kind of thing. I do have this whole other apparatus. So I got a lot more. I got to take time to find it, dig it out, do all that. This is literally just an unboxing. This is just what I picked up. All right, we got some Thundercats stuff. Thundercats. This little guy here is kind of hard to get. He's a Trobbit. I have another Trobbit, the one with the big ears somewhere, mixed in with something else. So, but anyway. I got to clean these up real good, but I got these burbles. I have an extra bill. I didn't have those 2, and those 2 were in a lot for, well, I hate to admit it, like $100. That's still not cheap, but I hate to admit it, but they're originals. And this one here, he's got the working gimmick. He's got his original sword, and he was like a 120. I'm trying to remember all this in US dollars, but that's another thing, you know, maybe it was 120 pounds, which is way more than $120. And then lastly, the big part, the wings, and I like how my buddy packed it here. Quattro original Stinger wings. Quattro. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Anyway, I am going to go put those away right now. When I get time, I'm going to put them on my Stinger. All right, next up we've got the some Inspector Gadget stuff. Let's do the car last because he's cool. This is a tank. His fists are on hair triggers. They shoot off very easily. This is his tint. Why he's got a tent, I don't know. Then he's got the frame for the tent, which I think you're supposed to have 3 of these connecting bars, but I've only got 1. So I'll just make do with it. I'm probably going to review this one and re-review the motorcycle version because just to showcase those. So very rare items. And then we've got this here. This is the Clawmobile. It is not complete, but I paid like $50 for it, so I mean, that's not a big deal. It's got like launching front pieces here that I'm missing, and it's also missing this on the other side. And I think that's all it's missing. It might be even missing more. I don't know. But it's a nice start, and if I get another one that's got these pieces, but something's broken in the back or something, it's fine. If not, if this is all I have for the rest of my life till I turn to dust, I'm still happy to have it. I need to research, because this moves how it transforms, what it does. I don't want to break it, but it's kind of fun to have it. I mean, I've got the regular Gadget Mobile. I think Bandai made this. I think this was made by Inspector Gadget, Singapore, Bandai, Popey. So they also made the Gadget Mobile. I'm not really after that. Nothing fetches a lot of money. This is just because there's not another version out there. Got a few more Dungeons and Dragons items to contend with over here, but if it's later Dungeons and Dragons, then it's, I don't want to say it's plentiful. I say that it pops up more frequently over there than it does over here, and for a better price than it does. So I have to be lucky enough to catch it when we catch it. Got another one of him. I've got a lot, so I ended up with a few of these. There's actually another figure. Oh yeah, there's one over there, like a bow mark too. But it's nice to get a lot. Got some weapons, accessories with them, and that works. Then there's a Hockler. Now I'm trying to complete my Hocklers, and at the same time I'm going to see which ones are in the best shape. But I really didn't notice any. Well, there's a little paint wear, but I'm going to see which one's the best shape, and it'll get all the rest of the pots. We need pots. This guy here is just probably the rarest of the whole toy line. And so if I can get the parts, any of them with parts, I'm going to get them. Just is what it is. I have got to complete the rest of mine. And yeah, I'm just going to get it. No matter how good or bad of condition the figure's in, I still need the parts. And yeah, we're talking like getting a Hockler with this many parts is $200. He's $200 plus with the parts he's got, and I think some of the parts are broken. So it is what it is this day and age. Now, G.I. Joe, I might have more Joe stuff. I think this is it. I think I have a few parts and pieces, but this is Tiger Force. This figure finishes my Tiger Force, so I could actually do a video. I've got some parts for him I need to put on him. I've got one of these already, and he's got some parts. But this one's in better shape, and so I think I'm going to... So I'm going to have only one complete and then one just bare bones, and then this guy is looking pretty good. I think he's perfect and complete and everything. Oh, he's missing his knife. I'll just pull the knife out of a spare I've got a spare one that's got a knife. Anyway, I'll just buy one for like $20 on eBay. There's G.I. Joe, Dungeons and Dragons. Alright, I got a Flintstones collection here, and I still have to kind of go through it and stuff, but I think I got everything I need. So I will be making that Retro Wednesday video with, and I didn't even know about this. There's some sets that they had, like special sets that had tables and firewood and stuff. So it's really cool. There's a bike and Fred Flintstone, and then there's all of this stuff and Barney's hair. A slingshot. I don't even, is that slingshot really a part of the toy line? I don't know. But anyway, I got all this stuff. That they had an episode where they were cops. And then here we go with the part of the toy line I thought I wasn't going to be able to review or talk about, or the vehicles. And I definitely can't review the playset that was probably never made. But yeah, I actually have the police car. I'm going to do some work to them, of course. Figure out some stuff about them. But for the most part, I have them for my display. I'll have them for my collection. I'll have them to do a video on. So that's what I'm most concerned about. I'm obviously going to be missing parts to them. I just got them, as cheap as I could, but probably the only ones in existence at the time. And now that I've got them, I don't need to go for more. Other than I would like a few parts to complete them, but at this point, it's expensive. Anyway, I got the actual Flintmobile in here. And probably a few extra figures so I could build the best of the best Then some of this stuff was this is Italian, right? Is that Italian? Next up, we got Scooby-Doo, and I'm gonna be doing the whole toy line. Now this, I don't even know what the name of the toy line is. I gotta look all that back up. But basically, they were the cheap $5.88 for 2 packs at Walmart. But Walmart only had like Series 1, and there were 4 full series. But then they repeated the figures and made them a little different with some different colorations, but still pretty much the same. Some of them have some action gimmicks, which I don't know if this one is one, but I have some of those. But the hard part is getting this guy, which he was like released all by himself somewhere strange. So he's hard to get. He's basically a statue. He's a staction figure. He's just got opposable arms. The figures themselves, they are not great figures, but they look good on the shelf. And then they made several of the ghosts as actual ghosts. And they glow in the dark. Will it be dark enough to see the glowing? Probably not. But anyway, I'll go more into this toy line. I know he's kind of hard to get for some reason. I don't know why. He's a little challenging, not really hard. People want way more for him over here than they do over there. So anyway, it'd be fun to do that video. And then I've got like 3 different versions of the van over here. So we'll go through all that in this. Now, Jada's making their own toy line. Jada's is going to be way better. I believe it's Jada that's making them. They're going to be way better figures. They're not going to go as deep as this line did. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. They're not going to have legs to go that deep. I mean, if you already look at like the Street Fighter, they've gone pretty far, but it's slow going to get them out. I just can't see Scooby-Doo getting 25 to 30 figures. I just don't see it. So, rather have this, and then maybe pepper in some Jada. Next is a quaint little item from the 80s, a Dustbuster. No, it's not. It's this is going to be a smatter. I'm going to wrap this up. I have more, just some of the same of what I've shown, or stuff I've shown in the past, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. But this is kind of cool. This is a G.I. Joe Batpack motorcycle. So I went ahead and picked it up. $10 or 10 pounds, so $14. Something like that. It's a pretty reasonable price. I got some visionary stuff that I needed to just finish figures I had to complete them. And I was like, well, in the process, got him complete already. So I was like, well, why not? I like having a figure in the vehicle and a figure displayed and all that stuff. So it doesn't bother me to have an extra. This guy is real hard to get. Probably the second hardest version of this guy to get. And I got a really good deal on him. I just couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, that's a really good deal. Let's go ahead and grab it. And then upgrading some Galaxy Rangers here. Now, features working. Since I already have a complete set, I could just see which one I like better and upgrade the, go to the upgrade. Also, you can take them apart. There's screws here, screws here. I don't advise that though, because I did not get anywhere fixing one. I'm sure someone somewhere would be like, here's how you fix them, but I tried one and I think I made it worse, but anyway, I got a good deal on them. Probably half what I paid on the first ones I bought, but this guy is a super upgrade. Very nice. And watch this. Boom. It works. So kind of where I'm at with my collection is in an upgrade phase. And although I did add 2 toy lines with the Flintstones and the Scooby-Doo, I'm not adding more new toy lines. So alrighty then, so I kind of put together a little wall of clickbait as I did a reverse. Well, it's an unboxing, but it's a reverse of what I normally do and how I normally do this stuff. Kind of build the wall as I go and show what all I had coming in. But yeah, it's something happens a couple times a year. Usually I just do this and it's a whole day of just going through it. And I figure making the video makes it a little more fun, a little more interesting, and you can see, you know, what all's out there, what all I'm picking up. And at the end of the day, collecting for fun, I think a lot of us are at that point where the stuff we're buying is upgrading our collection and finishing touches to our collection when it comes to the vintage realm. And with that, I think that's a fun place to be, to where you don't have to buy anything today, but if exactly what you're looking for pops up, or in the case of this like bin up card back, close enough, then you can strike. So let me know what you think about this. Is this helpful? Would you like to see more videos like this in the future? And I'm going to do the same thing with my BBTS order coming in about a week. Time to hang out. Happy Retro Wednesday! All right, you're gonna get a post-credit scene. I do a lot of post-credit scenes, by the way. But here's, I love the Bionic 6 everything, and I got instructions that are like super minty crisp. Well, they're yellowed, but they're crisp. Also, van instructions to go in my boxed van I've just gotten. Also, card backs for mask. Carded police officer, which I was curious what all stuff they come with. And this is how you'll find out what they come with. Because we have it. That's nice. That's nice stuff. And then we've got, let's move this up. We've got a Hawkler card back, which is nice. Nice to get that. Hard to get Hawkler. Less hard to get, but still challenging is to get the Drex. And then Spike Marlin. I'd like to have gotten all of these hardbacks. There were like 5 that were, everyone's wanting like $80 a piece, and I thought I could get them for $50 a piece. Then that ship had sailed, so I'll still pick them up when I see them for a good price.